What I have here is called an FPC flexible board. Its full name is Flexible Printed Circuit Board, and sometimes we also refer to it as an FPC ribbon cable. In fact, the FPC flexible board is also a type of PCB. Its appearance is usually this yellow or black color. Compared to the traditional green rigid PCB board, the FPC flexible board is characterized by being lightweight, thin, and foldable. As you can see, this FPC flexible board, just like a cable, can be bent to a very large degree. But this kind of rigid PCB board basically cannot be bent. The connection points of FPC flexible boards usually have these gold fingers, or sometimes soldered connectors like this. As you can see, this FPC flexible board uses the gold finger type, while this one has a connector soldered onto the FPC flexible board. Recently, Jelly launched an FPC flexible. For FPC flexible boards, areas like the gold fingers and connector positions are usually reinforced with stronger materials, which improves the durability of these insertion and removal points. Reinforcement is generally done with either PI reinforcement or steel sheet reinforcement. As you can see, the area behind this gold finger uses PI reinforcement, while the area behind this connector uses steel sheet reinforcement, which means there's a small piece of metal there. FPC flexible boards are widely used in compact electronic products such as mobile phones and computers. For example, inside this iPhone, the mainboard is connected to the display using this type of FPC flexible board. Actually, just like traditional PCB boards, FPC flexible boards are also made by drilling holes in the copper foil according to the design drawings, then etching out the corresponding circuits, and finally laminating them with the substrate. However, the substrate of traditional rigid PCBs is usually made of fiberglass cloth and epoxy resin, while the substrate of FPC flexible boards is generally polyamide, or PI for short, which is a flexible material. Moreover, polyamide is highly heat resistant and chemically stable. Rigid PCBs come in a variety of thickness specifications, typically ranging from 0.4 millimeters to 3 millimeters. As for FPC flexible boards, their thickness generally ranges from 0.07 millimeters to 0.4 millimeters, which is much thinner compared to rigid PCBs. Most FPC flexible boards are single layer or double layer. The more layers there are, the more complex the manufacturing process becomes compared to rigid PCBs, and the more difficult it is to produce. That's all for today's sharing. Thank you, everyone.